I like to know which crypto coins are moving and why. Not because every big move means something important, but because sometimes the reason behind it tells you far more than the chart itself. And every day I'm doing this research, so I thought I'd share it with you. Let's look at what's moved over the last 24 hours, what appears to be driving it, and which moves may actually matter beyond the chart. So the first one is DeXe, because this chart has been completely wild. Yesterday, DeXe was getting attention after falling more than 90% from its recent high. Today, it's bounced back by more than 150%. That sounds like a massive recovery, but it needs context. DeXe had fallen from nearly $49 to around $2. So even after more than doubling, it was still far below where it had been only days earlier. The move appears to be a mixture of panic selling slowing down, speculative buyers stepping in, and traders who had bet against the token being forced to close those positions as the price moved higher. There have also been reports of large exchange inflows and transfers involving wallets. Analysts have linked to DeXe, Sifu, and DWF Labs. But this is where we need to be careful. Moving tokens to an exchange does not prove they were sold, and wallet ownership is not always as clear as social media makes it sound. What we can see is an extreme collapse, followed by an equally extreme rebound and a huge increase in trading activity. So I wouldn't automatically call this a recovery. It may simply be the market reacting violently after the price fell far too quickly. The second coin I found interesting is Zama. Its move was smaller, but the reason behind it could matter much more in the long term. Zama has launched a confidential trading system on Ethereum. The idea is that institutions could request prices and complete trades without publicly revealing the asset, the size of the order, or whether they're buying or selling. That matters because public blockchains are extremely transparent. That's useful for verifying transactions, but it creates a real problem for banks, funds, and large trading firms. They're not going to want competitors watching every position they open, every asset they move, and every large trade they prepare to make. Zama is trying to solve that by keeping the commercially sensitive information private while still allowing the transaction to happen on a public blockchain. It's also partnered with Elliptic, which is important because institutions do not only need privacy, they also need compliance. So the bigger idea here is not just private transactions, it's privacy with controlled visibility for regulators and compliance teams. That could become very important if more stocks, bonds, funds, and other financial assets move onto public blockchain infrastructure, because institutions may want the liquidity and connectivity of public networks without exposing every part of their strategy to the market. Then there was Euler. Its token also made a sharp move, but I couldn't find a fresh announcement strong enough to explain it. No major partnership, major launch, or regulatory development appeared to match the size of the move. That doesn't mean nothing happened. It just means I would be very careful about creating a story where there may not be one. Smaller tokens can move very quickly when liquidity is limited, and sometimes the chart moves first while people look for a reason afterwards. And that's really what stood out to me today. DeXe looked like a violent rebound after an extreme collapse. Zama has a smaller move but a much stronger infrastructure story behind it. And Euler is a reminder that not every green candle comes with meaningful news. Remember, these are just my observations and research, it is not financial advice. But I always think it's useful to look beyond which coins are moving and ask what is actually driving them. Because the percentage move only tells you what happened. The reason behind it tells you whether the story might matter.